Throwback Thursday. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. It is Throwback Thursday. And a big part of this was I wanted to play with stamp sets and papers and things like that that might be considered retired, to encourage you to pull out your old stamps and try something different and new with them. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm Shannon, and with Paper Delights. I'm a paper crafter and Stampin' Up! Demonstrated, and I love to come on Monday to Friday at 7 o'clock to hopefully inspire you and to stir the imagination and get you stoked about spending time in your craft room again. So I borrowed these and some pretty dated books. I can't even begin to say what year these are. Let's see here. It says published 2000. So, all right. So 20-year-old books. So my lovely friend Linda, who was a demonstrator many moons ago, she'd be horrified if I said how long ago, but she used to be a demonstrator and had tons and tons of stamps and things like that, and talked about different techniques and stuff like that, and some things I'd never even heard of, or maybe they've changed the name to them. So she pulled out a bunch of her stamps and told me about some of the things that they had to do when they were stamping. And so the first thing was that it came in this clear package, and it's still Stampin' Up! So Stampin' Up's been around a long time. And they're wood blocks with rubber, and you have to treat these guys a little bit carefully because they can dry out and crack and things like that. But I'm sure you've seen stamps like this kicking around your house or a friend's house or something like that. So I decided to try and play with this set. Not as easy as I thought. I gotta tell you, I kind of like the new stuff that they've got out now, because trying to do this isn't as easy. I've gotten spoiled that I can see the stamps when I stamp down. You can't see it on these wooden blocks, right? And this one here, what if I only wanted this flower, not that flower? You'd have to mask it down. It must have taken so much longer to do cards then than it does now. I can only imagine. But it was a lot of fun to try, that's for sure. It certainly made me a lot more appreciative of the sets that I have. So the first thing I thought of was this sort of like psychedelic black and white. So I just stamped it with the StazOn, the glue, and heat embossed it in the white. And then I had this just kicking around in my little box, and I thought that would look really nice. And so she was telling me that what they used to do was that they would stamp, so this was meant to go in the middle, so they would stamp it, and then they would put this like glue on it and almost like try to make their own embellishments. So I tried that, but that didn't go too well because I think I got rid of it. My glue, oh no, my card, while it was drying and I was working on it, I accidentally pushed it back and I got glue all on my card. So of course all the little embellishments that I had tried to make did not work out. So I can only imagine how frustrating this would be to try and make these kinds of things ahead of time and stuff like that. So the glue sort of made it a bit like poppy-uppy, so to speak. And I mean, it did eventually dry, but not until after I kind of mucked it up. So I thought instead we'll just use some nice dots. So my idea is to put that there and then to put some different colored dots in the middle. But originally I had planned on doing some of these other dots, and I'll show you in some of my other cards that I did, I ended up just stamping them and cutting them out because it was a little ridiculous. So, but a lot more challenging, I have to admit, than just, you know, regular clear. I think I've gotten spoiled with the clears stamps. They're so nice. But that's okay. We'll put fancy jewels in the middle of them. Whoops. That one came off. Try again. But I liked it. So I guess, like, to line things up, it'd be a lot more challenging. Like when I was trying to do, you'll see in the other card, I used this sentiment, and it was not easy. And I don't even think I still got it straight. I did it a couple of times just to try and get it right. It was really challenging. So I can, tip my hat to those of you that have been crafting for a long time, that have had to use, you know, some of these stamps back in the day. They are not easy. So there you go. And then we'll put that there. I'm gonna pop this one up. Really simple card. Like I said, I was playing around and trying to figure out what I could do with it. So just some simple cards. That and the fact that I was staining fence today, and so I've got stain all over my hands, and then ink. Oh, that was the other thing too. So I'm trying to like ink these things up, and I don't know, I just, maybe it was just my day, but I was managing to get ink all over my hands. So anyway, simple little card. Best wishes. So if you have any stamps kicking around like that, just something that you can use to revamp it might be to do some heat embossing, because that might be a way that you can change the stamp or to breathe some new life into it. So, all right, next stamp. Marianne, did you have wooden stamps back? Have you been a demonstrator long enough that you had block stamps and had to deal with that craziness? I mean, it's been fun, and I love the idea of this Throwback Thursday, but it's crazy. Like, so this one here, there's a punch. That's the other thing too. So she gave me this punch that went with this set. Holy jumping. You definitely don't have arthritis punching this. Like, it was so, it's so hard to punch. Like, that spring is super duper stiff. I had to like manhandle it with 2 hands just to punch it out. So this card, what I did, I can show you. So again, oh, I don't want it to go too far. Here, move these out of the way. So it made me think of, you know, like the, oh, you just got rid of the wooden ones? Yeah, I mean, they're fun and they're some really cool things, but it's really challenging. So what I did for this one here, because again, I was like, well, how do we do this? You can't really see where you're putting it. So what I did was I just sort of took the pad and I sort of did half on the ink pad, and then I flipped it over and did, that's probably why I got ink all over my ink all over myself, and then I did half on the other side, and then I just sort of put it down. So that's how I did that. And I chose some fall colors because, I don't know, the design sort of made me think more of, you know, like fall. So I did pumpkin pie, old olive, crushed curry, and Cajun craze. So kind of like fall colors, which I thought worked really well. And then instead of doing the little one in the middle, I just sort of did it sporadically. So that's how I did that one. Great thing about Stampin' Up! Is that they they color coordinate everything for you. So I knew when I grabbed these bunch of colors that they would go together because they're all grouped together in the same sort of category, which is great because then I knew that those would all work together, right? So then I just went through because it's Throwback Thursday, it's also going to be Use Over Leftover Thursdays. And I have a little basket here where I often make extras of things and then toss it in here. So I just pulled out 2 things that I happen to have. And then this is the Cajun Craze. I kind of like it. It's growing on me. I wasn't sure the color I was going to be too keen on it, but the more I play with it, it's quite nice. Nice fall color, that's for sure, like a rusty kind of color. So I thought I'd do something like that. And then I had this great green twine. And I always like to seeing cards where they have like the twine kind of looped up behind and stuff. So I thought that might be kind of neat. So let's glue this stuff down. Nothing terribly exciting today. Too tired from... I'm lucky I can lift my arms, I'm just saying. Tomorrow it could be a whole nother ball game with the ability to lift arms. I was happy to help my dad though. There we go. So, and I'm gonna pop this up so that I can get the sort of the cord stuff behind it. So I imagine I'm going to have to put some kind of glue dots or something to kind of hold it in place. So, oh, I got a really big glue dot. That'll work. I've been wondering what I was going to do with these big glue dots. So let's try it. Let's try that. A big glue dot. Aha! I like it. All right. I took that off already. And then we'll just make sure that it's not attached to the glue dot. There we go. There. So yeah, so that's how I did that design with the double colored. That's probably how I got ink all over my hands, doing half one color and half the other color, because I was like, that's crazy. I don't know how you guys would have used the stamps. So, all right. Last one. Like I said, pulled out a few, but that was a bit of a rush. So, this is the one that I had done the embellishments for. This is one of the new colored paper, Magenta Madness. The polymer stamps are relatively new. Oh, I don't know why they wouldn't have liked them. Yeah, exactly. Like, I was trying to do the Just For You. And I had to do it, like I ended up doing it twice because when I put it down and then I lifted it up, it wasn't square. Because like, how do you see, I guess like you line the paper up with the edge of the wood. Anyway, I don't know how you guys did it. So, although this one isn't much better and it was a clear one. So, so I wanted to use the new color, this Magenta Madness. It's really nice and bright, and again I kind of thought it went with that sort of psychedelic Mandela look of this. So I had done that glue dot thing because apparently that was supposed to go in the middle of these and sort of have that glossy, gluey, shiny look, but that, as I mentioned, did not work out. So I just stamped them and cut them out. So we're just gonna go with that. And I am looking for some little dimensionals to pop those up. And I guess I'm gonna have to cut these ones. I have a naughty cat who has discovered my little tray beside the desk, and he has discovered that he can come and find some fun things. So I find some of my sponges down the hall. I find the oddest things in the weirdest places. Things that you wouldn't think that a cat would get into, he is getting into. So it would not surprise me if he's taken, he likes to lick plastic for some bizarre reason. It would not surprise me if he's taken my little bunch of plastic. He likes to bat things. If I have things up here, like he'll try to bat them off and then chase them across the floor. So I'll have to look underneath some bookcases and stuff, because he's a wild and crazy thing. All right, let's see if I can find another one of these that I can cut in half. So anyway, so that was my idea, was to make those embellishments with that fancy glue that you guys used to use, but it didn't work out. So, and my goodness, it would probably take such a long time to dry. Ugh. All right, so then my idea was to put this across. I guess I should glue this one down first. Sorry. Talking about my cat taking my things and I got distracted. All right. There we go. So for this stamp, all I did was I so carefully inked this one and then randomly stamped it, because again, I wasn't exactly sure where I was putting it, because it's not even necessarily even to where the picture is. Pretty close, but still. Anyway, so my idea had been to punch out these flowers. So I wonder if the punch corresponds. No, it doesn't. It's backwards. So if I had stamped this and then try to punch it, the flowers are backwards. Oh, that would have been annoying. I would not have been happy with that. Yeah, they're backwards. See, this one's there. Anyway, so punched it. Holy jumping, you have to have super strong arms. Thinking I could use those, but I don't know. C'est plate, as they would say. It's kind of boring. So then I went into my drawer of embellishments and I found these, because I never knew what I was going to do with these. I'm still not sure what you're supposed to do with the leaf one there, because it's got like a little hole. Maybe you're supposed to put thread and have it dangle. I don't know. But I thought this was kind of cute. The metal flower. So I thought I could maybe put one or two. I don't know. What do you think? One or two? Comments on. There we go. One or two. One, two. I'll glue this one on. It's actually kind of nice to see it in the screen in front of me. There is a bit of a delay, but I can sort of see what it looks like, and I can see, I think I like it with the two. So I'm still not sure what to do with these leaves though, Marianne. All right. So I think because these are quite heavy, I'm going to put some glue on them and then stick the whole card underneath my lamp here to put some weight on it so that they glue down. Hopefully the glue will dry clear. So So there you go. I might, they had this stamp. I might do that on the inside of the card, but I don't know. So there you go. So there's my first day of Throwback Thursday that we did with this stamp set called One of a Kind. This psychedelic looking, it says you are one of a kind. So there. Thank you so very, very much for joining me this evening. Just a reminder that tomorrow is the last day for the Christmas card buffet. In the following week, this time next week, I'll have some other cards in there for like an August buffet. So probably I'll have one of this, and then as we do some other cards, I'll put some of those in there as well. So you can pick from those. It'll be the same sort of arrangement. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope this has encouraged you and motivated you to pull out some of your older sets and, you know, breathe a new life into them. Maybe some heat embossing or some psychedelic colors, you know, some bright pinks and things like that that you hadn't thought of before. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. We will see you tomorrow at 7. Thanks again. Bye-bye.